Sunless Skies is a game of exploration and survival set in a sort of Victorian nightmare vision of outer space. If you take the can-do opportunism of the Victorians without having to bother with inconveniences like gravity, then I think they would be terrifying. I think they would create an incredible empire.
Writing Sunless Skies has been very exciting. One of the big questions of the games is, when you're out there in the dark, who are you? Are you willing to do something awful if it gives you great power? Or will you pass up opportunity in order to maintain the manners and the customs that made you who you are?
We've always been good at narrative, and it's something we've been confident and strong with. And we've learned from our previous games, and we've just pushed the gameplay and made it something that can match our storytelling.
This isn't a void of emptiness that's dominated by cold physics and mathematics. This is a busy, fecund environment that's full of life, full of danger, and it's an environment that fights back when you try and conquer it.
We're taking what we did well in Sunless Sea and trying to make it better in Sunless Skies. We're also trying to remove areas of frustration in the original game. So Sunless Sea, you die a lot, that's part of the fun. And that's great, but the downside of that is you often find yourself repeating early game content quite a lot. So Sunless Skies is trying to think about how we can keep up the levels of risk, but you don't find yourself trawling through the same content over and over again.
When you die, you don't only inherit the worldly possessions of your previous captain and you start a new one, the choices that they've made and the impact they've had on their world persists after their death. You're going to be continuing their legacy and trying to fix the mistakes that they made.
Part of the reason that a Kickstarter is so important for us is that we get to speak to you very early on. We want to have your input so we can make the game that you want to make as much as the game that we want to make.
Part of the success that we found with Sunless Sea was because we did a Kickstarter, and the experience of developing using Kickstarter and open development in early access on Steam was amazing. We really enjoyed working with the community on the game, and it became essential to how we make games. Our backers are so important to us, and if you are only able to back to $1, we appreciate it so much. All we want is your input and your faith at this time to prove to us that we have come up with the right idea in this game, Sunless Skies.
If this Kickstarter succeeds, this is an incredible opportunity for us to explore a Horizon of the Fallen London universe that we've only ever been able to hint at. And now players are going to be able to go there for themselves and explore new mysteries, new stories, new places that we've never been able to touch on before.